Your past self is the best you knew at the time. Don't knock yourself or put yourself down because of what you've done in the past. Look at all the skills you've gained from that experience and set the path forward. Decide what you want going forward. Pick the best skills you've got, work on what you want, then dream and take those steps.
Welcome back to the podcast. We are here with Tracy Travis. She is a career advancement coach. Her website is tracytravis.com, and she is a co-author with Pat Mesiti himself in the book, Pardon Me, I'm Prospering. And we're going to talk today about how to navigate getting into a leadership role, being in a leadership role, gaining your own confidence, and everything that entails. So, Tracy, glad to be talking to you.
Hi, how are you? And thank you for having me.
I'm fabulous, and I'm glad that you're here. And so this is your show where we talk about all the various things that you do and that you're passionate about and the problems that you solve. So if somebody is tuning in right in this instant, Tracy, and they say, am I the right person to receive Tracy's advice? Who are we talking to? What's the person that is stuck and who needs your help? What's a person like?
Well, stuck is one of the big terms that I would use. I've been there myself. I saw others progress in their careers and I just felt like everyone was achieving around me and I was doing the same old same thing. And it was through me gaining confidence and letting go of some of my past thoughts that I was able to get the career I wanted. Now I want to help other people get the same thing themselves.
Well, great. So letting go of those past thoughts and making new sorts of actions. And so, what are those past thoughts? What's the bad? And then what are the good attributes that we need to pick up and keep in mind?
So the bad would be don't compare yourself with everyone else. You have your journey, you have your skills, you have your abilities. Sit down, think about what you do that is excellent, fantastic, strong, and work on those and highlight and be positive about what you can do. And then look at where your weaknesses might be and think about where you might be able to increase them or make them better. If you feel that you don't have a lot of financial skills, could you look at a community group and maybe work with them and do their finance or their books or something? And that would help you get some understanding on how to do finance. And it can also show that you've got experience. Or if you feel you don't know how to communicate with people, then there's basic tips you could do on how to improve your communication skills and just gain that self confidence that you can work on so that you feel comfortable talking one on one with someone. It's with practice that all these things come.
And so, what is the end result of all this? When someone they kind of take the inventory of their skills, they figure out what needs improving, they practice, they get confidence. Is the result that they can advance in their career or kind of climb the ladder to find where they're a right fit, or what does someone enjoy as far as success terms after these problems are solved?
So when you gain confidence, believe in yourself, and can communicate, leadership will come. If leadership is what you want, you might want another R&D role. You might want to step sideways into a different role. In my instance, I didn't have the self confidence, and I couldn't see outside my little box to where I could transfer my career. And it was only through different life events that I looked back and went, oh, I could have done this or this. But with confidence, you then internally know that you have the ability to do whatever you want. And it gives you the momentum and the drive, shall we say, to apply for those jobs or those roles, whether it's up the ladder or sideways in another career, whatever the individual wants. And because you have that self confidence, it radiates out. You give eye contact, you give fantastic answers, and you have the drive to do the research about the company beforehand. So when you sit down to that interview, whether it's in person, online, in a group, whatever it is, you stay strong with yourself and deliver the best because you know you've got those skills and you're confident with it.
And what we're talking about here, this whole like career mindset, it has taken me so long to notice it because like when you're growing up or you're a young adult, your mind is on like your resume or where to apply to or your coworkers. But then at some point you come across these people that are like really good at their job, and their job is more than just a job, right? It's a whole career. And you meet these people that are like they have these best qualities, they're really personable, they're super hard workers, and they also think strategically. That just like the career is on their mind. And you hear about these things where like they update their resume regularly and kind of tell a story with it, or these people that as soon as they get one job, they're like applying for others, or they get so much satisfaction out of their employment that they're fine just like if they get some new job opportunity, they're fine interviewing, thinking like, well, I might get this other position somewhere, or I might not, or I might get it, and then kind of weigh my choices. And so it's kind of a cool just like mindset for some of these people to tap into. So I mean, can you relate? Have you seen people like this where some people are just like career mindset people and they're really outgoing versus others that are just going through the motions?
Definitely. And I notice the ones that have that dream career or that seem to be achieving, it's the mindset for them. It's the, okay, why is that other person behaving like that? Instead of getting caught in the drama and playing victim and thinking that everyone owes them something, they look at it holistically and the big umbrella and see, okay, so where can my skills be used? What do I want to achieve? Where do I want to go? What does this company or entity offer me? Can I get some training out of this? And if I take this step, will I get something? So not always thinking about being at service to the company, but where will you benefit from if you step into that company or that role? In in the last little while, I took a job, and within a couple of months, I stepped sideways into another role, and it was because I had the confidence and skills to actually say to management, "Excuse me, I'm interested in this role. I'd like to learn about this." And that opening came up, and I was offered that role within a short time. So I'm learning new skills and new opportunities within what I do as well.
And do you ever wrestle with this idea, this maybe negative self-talk of worrying that you're being maybe flaky by switching positions? Or do you ever kind of worry that if you stay in one position for too long, you'll be kind of stuck there? Are these concerns for you, or have you found a solution?
So definitely in the early days, I stayed in two roles for a very long time, and I should have moved in both entities much earlier because the second one definitely was a negative environment for me. And that's what led to my own mindset change. And it was through that I now want to help other people. That negative talk really got me down for quite a long time. And it was only through this mindset talk and experience and personal growth that I realized that there's better opportunities out there. I look back now and go, wow, I could have done this or this, but I didn't have coaching when I was in the first job and I was much younger. I didn't know any better. Family were always about, you know, job comes first and you do 9 to 5 and you put the company first and you stay with the company. That was the training that my previous generations entered me. I'm sorry, you did ask something else and I forgot the rest of the question.
Well, it's okay. We're on a free flowing conversation here, but I like what you were talking about there as far as this problem with the loyalty, right? And that's kind of just more or less what we're talking about. It's like this mindset, because sometimes I worry about am I putting up with something too much, or like and like settling and all that, or am I being too impatient? If I say this other opportunity comes and I'm throwing away like maybe the good to go to the great, like how do you reconcile that, right? How do you know? Because hindsight's 2020, right? It's easy to look back and say, well, I put up with that for too long. But how do you know if you're in the present and you're like, well, am I putting up with this now? Or should I stay or should I go? And is this whole loyalty idea a trap? Like how do you mess with all those emotions of like, um, should I wait this out longer or should I just jump ship now? Because it seems like a lot to navigate in the present.
Yeah, I understand that. And I've gone through that myself. That second role I talked about that I was in for a long period of time. I, yeah, once I knew in here that it's like, yeah, this doesn't serve me. This is not where I want to be. They're not respecting me as an individual, an employee, etc. I had no problems moving then because I recognized they weren't treating me the best, and I was entitled to be treated better. I then went into another role. It was better, but not my ideal job. And I said to myself, okay, I think 12 months is a long enough period to show that I'm stable and etc. I stayed for about 14 months and then things changed in the company and I wasn't happy. So that's when I used all this mindset change and the confidence, and I just blew the interview away with where I moved to. There was there was no second, what's the word? There was no doubt it was going to be mine. And I knew going into it that I could tick, 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 do this, do this, do this. And I knew I had the skills and the ability to take on and to learn. And looking back now, I realized that is what kept me stuck when I was younger was I didn't believe in myself. I didn't think I could learn. Yet I've been to university several times. I've achieved other things in my life, but I didn't believe I could learn a job. Yeah. So, minimum period of time, I think that's up to the individual. I do think you need to watch how many times you jump and keep some stability there. And unless you have genuine reasons, if you're made redundant for whatever reason or something happens and you're not able to work there, but you have to be able to explain that as well. I do understand that side of things.
Okay, so it seems like from your answer here that confidence is really important because if we have confidence, then we kind of can have a more accurate weighing of like pros and cons. And if you have low confidence, it's so easy to just think negatively and to have that bad judgment. 'Cause sometimes you think of bad judgment as, "Oh, I'm gonna go outside and do something crazy," but talking to you makes you think, well, bad judgment can be thinking less of yourself, and bad judgment can be remaining where you are and like not taking a risk. And so it seems like what you're saying here is like the timeline is important, right? Like set a date on the calendar and say, well, this is as long as I'm going to give this job a chance, or this is the the amount of time that I'll stay, or this is the amount of time until I look at and something. And it seems like just from your own experiences, if you're having doubts, if you're questioning, just if you're happy there or drama with coworkers, if these questions come in your mind, that's a reason to begin investigating this. That it's okay to not know the answer, but if you're having these thoughts, then that is a reason to maybe dig deeper and have that social circle and to just do that self examination to get your confidence up and make a good decision.
Yeah, definitely. Self confidence is the key to so many things in life, whether it's work, social, romance, whatever it is. If you don't believe in yourself and have that self confidence, you will always doubt your own decisions. No matter how much research you do, you just may not open the door and get past the research stage or the thought stage. So everything is self confidence. And obviously, building self confidence can be, working on your communication skills if that's what you feel not strong, or to say if you feel you're missing a certain skill like finance or public relations, whatever it is. There's ways that you can practice that skill without having to pay a lot of money. You might be able to help with the local community group in some way for some of those skills, and all of that is what allows you to move forward in your career, your life, whatever choices you want. And so when I said that 12 months, it didn't mean that I didn't do anything for 12 months. It meant within that 12-month period, I started looking at the job boards online and signing up for different groups and getting notifications to what jobs were around. I talked to several recruitment agencies about different roles and where I could move, redid the resume, got professional headshots done. I did a whole lot of div activities so that come that what I defined set time, I was able then to actively start applying for roles, jobs, and I knew what I wanted.
Fantastic. So you're saying activity leads to confidence, and the mental picture that's in my head is there's the location where you are now, right? Where you're kind of sort of unhappy, sort of dissatisfied, but not quite yet unhappy enough to make a change. And then maybe out in the fog, there are maybe 4 or 5 possible futures. And so one order of business is to narrow down one of those possible futures and say, I would like to have this other career or this other location or this other pay. I have some goal. And then the problem is then further reduced to I need to get there. And so I need to get off my butt in some way and I need uh, to start moving, knowing that it's a long way to go to just even something as simple as transitioning job or career. There's a ways to go, a few steps to be had, and you're saying that the kickstart there is to start talking to people and start researching some possibilities. Like when they say, if you're thinking about going back to college, get some brochures, get some catalogs. If you have a dream car, don't just let it sit in your head. Look research into like what exact car and color and year and everything. So that way you begin to have a clearer picture of where you want to go, but then also just those first handful of steps as far as like you were saying, the skills you need to develop in order to be an appealing candidate, in order to get this next job opportunity, the next career path that you want to jump into. And so where do you come into this plan, Tracy? If someone says, I'm stuck we keep using the word stuck, or that's where we started, right? I'm stuck in my own thoughts, my own actions, my own plan. I know that I don't know what I don't know, and I have a million ideas for what I could change. I'm not sure what the order of importance is. So if someone contacts you, Tracy Travis, and says, "Can you help me?" What is the plan, and what is the service to getting somebody to where they need to go?
So I work on the early stages in helping people gain their communication, their confidence, and leadership skills. And it's through simple steps that they can work on these skills, because once you gain confidence and you have that ability to communicate, you can open your world up and your dreams then become true as you work towards them. Without self confidence, without good communication skills, the dreams remain as dreams.
Do you have a secret sauce or a uniqueness as far as building that confidence?
Being there myself in the past, I experienced a lot of self-doubt in my first 2 big roles. I even took a career change, and that was not my cup of tea, and I had some personal, knockdowns on my own, and I resulted back in the first career. I learned a lot in the second job there, but when I look back, the emotional issues were not good for me. And when I came out of that job, I actually lost 30 kilos and gained a whole lot of self confidence by stepping out of that job. So I now want to help other people be able to get out of or get out of being stuck and find, even if it's the path to their dream career with a stepping stone, and helping them move forward, gaining that self confidence, leadership, and just working on the ability to take small steps to get where they want.
Fantastic. And that's what life's all about, right? Take those small steps to get you where you want, knowing that it's never ending. Well, it ends when you get to death, but while you're still alive, there are always more things to improve on, focus on, reassess, and strive towards. And so if someone says, this sounds like me, I want to be more satisfied and fulfilled in my career, I want to boost my confidence, I want to get that leadership figured out. Oh, can somebody do this with you remotely, or do they have to be in a certain location? How does somebody know if they're not a candidate for you or if they are a candidate for you?
So I have an 8 module program that's online, which is about um, creating confidence within yourself, leadership, and communication skills. And it's all online modules. So anyone around the world. And I think that if people feel that I resonate with them, would be a way of telling if it's for them or not. Um, I think everyone within themselves knows what's best for them. They are the best judge of themselves.
You said confidence, leadership, and communication. So if you are this person in podcast land and you say, I'm lacking or I need to beef up these skills, then you owe it to yourself to check out Tracy's online course to tap into some of this. Her website is tracytravis.com. And is that the place where we'll find the course, Tracy, or are there other links to go to?
The best I
That's the
um,
best, the
that's
best
the
link,
best.
tracytravis.com. Well, fantastic. So you've given us a lot to think about as far as being our best selves and not just going through the motions and not just putting up with your place of employment. Life can be better. Putting up was a thing that you could do in the 1950s when you go and work at the gas station and you're stuck there for decades and you're loyal to the company. But in this day and age where things moving so fast paced, life is just too short to put up with what's around you, and it is time for something better. And the first step is to look at those limiting beliefs and those new actions that you can take to have more confidence, leadership, and communication. And I kind of have to do that, Tracy, just to remember what you talked about, because I think that that summarizes those very good points that you made. So tracytravis.com is the place to go. And as we wind down our conversation here, Tracy, in these last couple of minutes, do you have any profound, really helpful parting words of advice? Because me personally, I'm always thinking about, I could tell myself this 10 years ago or that 20 years ago, or if I was a kid, if only someone had told me this sentence, it would have saved me so much frustration. So does anything come to mind for you as far as the simple but big advice that you would give to these people out there who need more confidence?
Remember your past self is the best you knew at the time, and don't knock yourself or put yourself down because of what you've done in the past. Look at all the skills you've gained from that experience and set the path forward. Decide what you want going forward. Pick the best skills you've got, work on what you want, and then just dream and take those steps.
Fantastic. TracyTravis.com is the place to go. And this has been Career Advancement Coach Tracy Travis. Glad talking with you, Tracy, and have a wonderful day.
Thank you.